1. Zerg Overlord. Chapter 1 Zerg Overlord. I drove a goblin. Oops, it's just a third-level bronze creature, I'm so worried. Early in the morning, a slightly ostentatious voice sounded in the class. Wow, a third-level bronze creature is already very good, and there is hope that it will enter the elite class in the future. Students nearby all commented enviously. In Tianhai City, the ancestral land of the blue star of the Milky Way civilization, in the classroom of Class 19, Grade 19 of the 6th Middle School. On the second day of school, the students who had just used the activation cards distributed by the school to open up their own gods in the world of the gods couldn't help showing off in front of their classmates. For students, the types opened up in God's domain, and the first type of creatures randomly obtained are related to their future development, so they naturally attach great importance to them. Although the rank of goblins is not high, they are primates after all and have a certain amount of wisdom. Naturally, they are lucky to get such a species at the beginning. Xu Luo, what is your species? The table mate sitting next to Xu Luo asked curiously. Crawler. Xu Luo wanted to cover his face, not even the lowest level of bronze level 1, this opening can be said to be bloody. What, reptiles? The voice at the same table couldn't help but amplify, and the result was that the whole class heard the news. Suddenly, the originally noisy classroom was eerily quiet, and a needle could be heard. Then there was a burst of laughter. From their point of view, even if Xu Luo's life is over, it is basically impossible to go to God's domain to develop. In the future, he can only enter an ordinary university, do some ordinary jobs, and may not even find a job. Reptiles can be said to be the lowest level among all species. Bugs, dragonflies and the like basically have no potential for development, and they have little combat effectiveness. Obtained in the novice god's domain. Hearing the laughter around him, Xu Luo was also helpless. What does this have to do with him? As soon as he woke up, he became a person with the same name and surname, and his age became 15 years old. The development of God's domain was completed before he came. Oh, don't laugh at Xu Luo anymore. Although the reptiles are not good at combat, they are numerous. If it doesn't work, just go to sea tactics. Maybe they will develop well and get a lot of power of faith, so they can change to other races in the future. A yin and yang voice sounded. It was xianxia who just said that the goblin had been opened. Yes, reptiles are good, easy to feed, and don't need to consume any resources. They really develop powerful species. Xu Luo, you can't afford it. Other students are also helping. Xu Luo frowned, hating their attitude very much, but it is also a fact that he created a reptile species, and there is nothing to refute. Xu Luo, since you have opened the reptile, your god's domain doesn't have much potential for development. You also know how important it was at the beginning. Your opening is useless, and it is impossible for your family to support you to continue to walk the god's domain. This way, why don't you sell your god's domain to me? Xiangyang looked at him maliciously and spoke. No need. Xu Luo directly refused. What a joke, without God's domain, he can only be an ordinary person, trying his best to go to university, and then find an ordinary job, or even find it at all. Hearing Xu Luo's refusal, Xiangyang just smiled coldly. After all, he was at school, so he didn't say anything more. This day in school, I learned some knowledge about the construction of my god's domain, and the time passed quickly. After school, Xu Luo took the rail train home, and finally got rid of the ridicule of those people. The original parents are star explorers who specialize in exploring undiscovered planets. It is normal for him not to come back for 3 to 5 years, so he doesn't have to face a pair of strange parents. During this day's study, Xu Luo learned that the game of the world of the gods is explored by all civilizations, and it has a very high status in human civilization. If you can ignite the divine fire in the world of the gods, raise the kingdom of God to enter the starry sky, and become a true god. You can even directly become a high-level executive of the Human Federation. After returning to his home, Xu Luo was still a little excited when he saw the newly obtained game warehouse. He was just an ordinary person, but he came to such a place with highly developed technology, and he can still touch such a magical game. The world of the gods was created by the Tianyan tribe of the 9th level civilization, and after leaving this game, the Tianyan tribe completely disappeared in this time and space without any traces. Many civilizations want to explore the technology of the Tianyan tribe. After studying this game in depth, I found that World of Gods is not simple at all. After countless years, I still don't understand the principle of its appearance. As a newly joined interstellar civilization, human beings naturally have to follow the trend, explore this game together, and have a common discourse with everyone. Besides, in the interstellar era, in order to avoid destruction, wars are strictly prohibited. Any disputes must be conducted in the world of the gods. If there are no powerful gods, there is no way to fight back when bullied. This is also the reason why the Human Federation strongly supports the people to enter this game. Opening the hatch and lying down in it, Xu Luo's consciousness soon came to the divine domain that the original body had just opened up yesterday. As soon as Xu Luo came in, Xu Luo knew the situation of his god's domain. There were no special products or resources in a radius of about 1,000 miles. Xu Luo didn't even know what to say. With such a start, how could he compete with others in the college entrance examination 3 years later? Looking at this moment, on the ground below him, there are some finger-sized bugs crawling around there. There are quite a few of them, but they are useless at all, and they have no fighting power. It's useless, and it doesn't provide much power of faith. Species with stronger strength and higher intelligence provide more power of faith. Species such as reptiles have low intelligence, so don't think too much about power of faith. Using them, they can't ignite the fire in high school for 3 years and become gods. Ding. The system is loading. The Zerg master template is officially opened. Just when Xu Luo was about to cry but had no tears, an electronic sound sounded in his mind. System? Xu Luo was stunned for a moment. Is this considered a standard configuration for time travel? Zerg master template loaded successfully. Novice gift pack has been delivered. Obtain Zerg Queen, bronze. Unlock the bouncing bug gene template. Unlock the explosive bug gene template. Unlock the armor beetle gene template. Obtain initial mayfly creature X1000, evolution point X1000. A series of prompts made Xu Luo overwhelmed. But with a system that allows the Zerg to evolve continuously, then this opening is not so useless. The Zerg Queen can continuously produce more Zerg. If the accumulation is enough, it is not impossible to have too many ants and kill the elephant. The Zerg, no matter what time it is, rely on numbers to win, and if they continue to evolve, they may really be able to destroy the world. Then choose Zerg as the dependent race. Xu Luo made a decision in his heart. Of course, the gods have more than one belief race, but the dependent race cannot be chosen casually, because after choosing, they are basically bound to this race. Few people do this, but those who do are all powerful gods. For example, dragon gods, angel gods, etc., are all single gods of a certain clan, which means that all beliefs are completely unified. End of this chapter. More game novels. 1. Fellow Taoists, would you like to buy Gatling? 2.8, 4 votes, 23.5k views.